We are still in our 21st week and we are still in Florida, and today I will be spotlighting the disappearance of Bryan Vladek Hasel. Vladek, who at the time was living with his father, was last seen near the place at Alafaya Apartment Complexes, East Orlando, Florida on November 15th, 2021. His sister Bethany aims to do a live here on TikTok every Tuesday in hopes of spreading awareness in her brother's case, which remains unsolved. Vladek was born in Russia in 1998, and he and his sister Irina would be adopted through an orphanage by the Hasel family, who were living in Inverness, Florida. His adoptive parents, Steve and Cheryl, would separate, and Vladek would decide to live with Steve in Claremont. In June of 2017, Vladek moved to Texas with his half-sister Carrie before joining the Marines in 2018. In the summer of 2018, Vladek was honorably discharged from the Marines under failure to adapt. After the Marines in 2019, Vladek would live with Steve and his new wife before moving to Detroit, Michigan in January of 2020 to live with his sister Carrie and help support her and his niece during the pandemic. During this time, his family noticed that he struggled with mental health and finding his purpose. In the summer of 2020, Vladek moved back to Florida to live with his father Steve and his wife. And in November of 2020, Vladek and Steve moved into the apartment complex called The Place at Alafaya. In the beginning of 2021, Vladek started rejecting materialism and began helping the unhoused in East Orlando, giving him direction and purpose. On November 3rd, 2021, Vladek bought a pocket knife, telling his dad that it was for protection. Later that night, the car they share would break down outside of the Waterford Lakes Plaza, and Vladek would decide to walk home, leaving the car behind. On November 4th, the vehicle was towed to a repair shop, and Vladek would visit a coffee shop he is known to frequent called the Foxtail. Vladek found a table and he pulled out his pocket knife before sitting down, and unbeknownst to him, he made a customer uncomfortable, who reported this to the coffee shop, and they had a trespass warning issued for Vladek. On November 5th, Vladek helped Steve pack for his trip to Tennessee, and Vladek decided to stay behind. The following day, on November 6th, Vladek would head over to the Foxtail coffee shop, unaware of the trespassing warning, where he would be approached by the sheriff's office and issued a trespass warning. This would be his last confirmed sighting. It would be November 15th, 2021, when Steve returned home from Tennessee and picked up his car at the mechanic, that he realized that Vladek was missing. A friend remembered seeing Vladek around 3 a.m. when Vladek asked him to stay at his apartment. On November 17th, that's when his sister Bethany would call and file a missing report with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. On November 18th, Bethany did request footage from the place at Alafaya, but they didn't keep footage beyond 7 days. On November 19th, a search was organized by deputies of the woods surrounding the apartment complex, and they used helicopters, drones, and a canine unit. They found one red slide shoe. Vladek's family has stayed involved in every way possible in the search to bring him